So there it explains why that me and him had issues back in November '99 because I mentioned the things like it is translated in Spanish and to be a little bit lighter, not like his wife, ex-wife, and Beyonce. Why he had an issue, and I knew he did. And talking about Matthew Knowles, so I'm glad that he mentioned it. Yeah, I hope you watch this channel, dude. Because we don't look alike, brother. I might look more black, but I don't look like you. Okay, so let's get this scenario. But I don't fit into cookie cutter expectations. I wish I stopped using one drop black blood in a penis to tell a person how to live their life. Okay, if you're gonna celebrate Martin King Day, then understand that civil rights do include individual rights. I'm not a collective. So I ain't seen Matthew Knowles since 2008 when Solange performed at Walmart. Yeah, she performed at Walmart on West Town back in 2008, and I met Tia Knowles at the time, and she's nice. Matthew Knowles had got fat, his hair was all gray and uncombed and everything. Don't forget, and we got rained on. If you go walk Westheimer before you get to Beltway, it's a Dunvale, by Sonic. That's where that's what Solange was performing. Now Beyonce's sister's not as big. I'm sorry to say it, like her sister. Okay, so that debunks the argument. But I will say this to Matthew Knowles. Tina, I looked at her old pictures. Now the fake blonde, I mean, no, I love her hair, but the blonde hair color is not her natural color. Okay, I can stand if her features were more European and she had this blonde hair, okay, and she's a little bit more lighter than she is, then you can assume that she was a white woman walking down the street with her some shades. But we seen old pictures of Tina. Tina got passed for a Mexican or a Puerto Rican at the marriage when y'all got married with that because her hair was long and black and curly. Sure was. I don't forget them days. So I wasn't there, but I saw pictures and she looked like a Latina woman. You're stereotypical looking. I'm not saying all Latinos look the same. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Now, but then when she became a hairstylist, she started dyeing her hair. Sometimes she cut her hair, put a weave in. She has long hair. You know what I'm saying? So, and he said that he thought that she was white. Now, I'm sorry, Matthew, was you smoking on a crack pipe when you saw? Because there's no in hell that Tina looks like a full blown white woman. Okay, she is black and French and American. I think I heard she got some Spanish Creole in her too. Yeah, so I guess Beyonce is part Latina. But he mentioned that his mother told him not to meet a nappy headed girl at home. And I'm gonna let those who y'all don't understand, because I grew up with grandparents and I've been with older people and I understand where they came from. That was Jim Crow, okay? When they had the color signs and the white signs, okay? There was no BET. There was no Jet. I think they did have Black Magazine, but most of the models were either a little light brown skin like Whitney Houston, okay? Or either extremely light like Lena Horne and Dr. Damage, okay? When it comes to women. And actually, my grandmother, who is a little bit darker than me, told me at the color school, this is how, because y'all keep talking about brown and stuff. Let me explain something. This is Afrocentric, extremely black and down mentality, pre mid 2000s attitude. Okay, you mentioned Shaka, yeah, I mentioned Shaka and Whitney. That's what they wanted. Someone that lighter to that high yellow like Whitney. And I said, well, they ain't like, no, excuse me. Let me educate you. Matthew knows color is dark chocolate. Okay, y'all might call yourself dark skinned if you my shade or a little bit lighter than me or a little bit darker, but if you're not dark chocolate, back in the day I'm a 79 baby, that is not dark skin. West is not complexion. Lapita Yoga's complexion was, and I still even to this day consider anything lighter than dark as dark skin. That is dark skin. Let me explain why. When they had the one drop rule, okay, and Massa was mixing, and they had the Indian mixing with the black folks, there was different shades of us. That's why we got colors of caramel, milk chocolate, and high yellow, and tawny, and all everything, because we know that typically on the ship, that was not a look. Y'all might say, well, it's lighter skinned people in Africa. If you're talking about some Arabian people mixed with some African descent, Please hush up, okay? And I think I heard that maybe slaves coming here were mixed with Arabian as well. But majority of the slaves, why they called them black, was dark chocolate close to the color of this thing. So in America, I'm talking about Latin America, when they had the one drop rule alive, that was considered dark. Dark chocolate, not brown, light brown or medium brown or not even Kelly Roller complexion. So, in Jim Crow South, amongst colored people, if you was that shade with kinky hair, talking about Matthew Knowles complexion, you got picked on. Okay? Even when it comes to the leaders, most of the leaders were lighter skinned, including camel skin Martin King. Okay? Yes, there was dark chocolate leaders, but the one particular one that didn't like that, those who were lighting him mess was Marcus Garvey. Okay, that's called like it is. That's why he promoted black and endowed black nationalism, even though his behind, even though he was dark chocolate, was not pure black because he had Irish ancestry, which makes him mixed because anybody with mixed DNA, I don't care how dark or light they are mixed. They would not be related to other people, and even they can be dark chocolate, but the kids will come out lighter because not with someone they made it with, someone because of their roots or their mama, their daddy, cousin, brother, sister, or even or they're talking about four parents. See me, four parents or something like that. That's the reason why. Okay, so when they was growing up in the South, okay, if you was dark chocolate like him with kinky hair, that was not seen as money worth, okay? The more lighter you were, the more money you make, which that's the reason why we have race in class, okay? That's why they had Jim Crow laws. Because white people who are pure, okay, in the one drop rule, saw that black is inferior and anybody with a drop of it was to be at the economic bottom. But imagine living in a community where you're told to be economic bottom, but the limited sources or resources, the sources are limited. Should I say? Trying to say the economic sources are limited. Okay, and you're going by that mindset. So, if you go to a color school with different shades and hair textures of all of us, okay? Because the black schools you see today, well, actually, I see more people who look more exotic, go to black schools than in the red schools. I noticed that. Because when I was, no, for real, not to change subject, but yeah, that is very true. A lot of exotic looking brothers and sisters go to because they don't want to be classified as something else if they go to an integrated school. I noticed that because I have friends who are Creole, who are lighter than I am, which because I'm Creole too, but who are more exotic looking, with straight hair, and they will prefer to go with any black, identified schools. They don't want to go with white in most Hispanic schools. And I go ahead and admit that I actually don't want to be assumed as Hispanic or white, okay? No, I know, because I know they're more conscious. When I became a member of the Catholic Church nearby, and mostly Creoles of different shades and hair textures, because I saw even those with dark hair with straight hair, just like my great grandfather on my dad's side. Naturally straight hair, not a perm. The truth of the matter is, there were brothers lighter than I am, who with green eyes, or who was a conscious, like sound like Malcolm X type for real. Okay, so did I get my point? But let me let you know. So going to the school in the color school, which was segregation ended because they saw the white supremacy in the children. You ever see little kids say that there was a good child, a bad child? They did a doll test. Well, the reason why the color school and all Coco so-called black school, none of us up here black, was taught because the lighter ones had the money. Okay, those who ran the schools, the color schools actually, if you know your history, was made for the mulatto, our ancestors who were mulatto from masters' kids. Some slave masters, whether they raped their mama or they had consensual relationships with their mothers on the plantation, had wills given to those kids. And the kids would start their own school, go to college, actually leave the plantation, be free, and also giving black towns, colored towns. Okay, so that is the reason why. So if your family saw that in both in slavery and Jim Crow, you will feel that looking like a black African would never be anything, even though you're around people with African descent. Okay, so that's why she told her son with that mentality, because that back then, if you look black, even though you had one drop of black blood, you was surrogated, you was dehumanized. But even in Hollywood, who they put on TV as the leading cast, or even though they were surrogated and treated like, not human, were light skinned people. They put Darth Denrich. They put Lena Horne. Hattie McDaniel played a mammy. That's why I didn't defend it, Monique, in this situation, because Hattie McDaniel said herself that she rather be a player maid than be a maid, but you're defending colorism right there because the dark skinned woman, you understand, there's white people trying to put you down and pay you, okay? That's why I don't defend that, okay? Because why not be the leading cast or something that's more proper, the love interest or something, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly, okay? So that's the reason why Matthew Knowles had that mindset. Because his parents, who grew up before him, about a couple generations from slavery, during Jim Crow, early term of Jim Crow, Reconstruction days and Jim Crow, they was taught the lighter the better, and they hit the paper bag test and all that, the hair comb. This is during Jim Crow segregation. Everybody keep talking about going back to Jim Crow segregation, keeping them work together. It doesn't make any sense to say that, because even in HBU colleges, you have folks doing that mess in sororities. That might Spike Lee exposed in School Days, exactly. So that is the reason why, and Spike Lee even exposed it in Jungle Fever. That's why you think that Wes is not the dog brother, okay? Chose to go with a white woman over his high yellow part wife, black wife. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying? So that's the point. So the truth of the matter is, Matthew Knowles knew, okay? Even if you go with a woman that's my camera complexion, or either a couple of little shades lighter than me, you're going to might have a dark skinned child. Even but you have high yellow people who have dark skinned children, so that's a bad argument right there for anyone to try to make that assumption, okay? But that's what he was trying to. It's no different Latinos, mejor la raza, okay? You know what I'm saying? The better race. So that's what they was teaching, because they didn't want their kids all being called darky, and I hear this all the time. A homegirl who's my shade was reading a book by why black men go with white women, and she said that the dark ones in that book was saying they didn't want their kids going through all that drama. And remember, they're not hearing this only from white people; they're hearing from those within our community. Okay, and that's one thing that I love. I'm glad they had light girls on the here the side of the store, because it colors and affects everybody of every spectrum, including the guys. And half of us guys as well. Whether we darker skin, lighter skin, whatever, camera, whatever. But the truth of the matter is that when they started with dark girls, that was more because dark chocolate people, I'm sorry to say it, have it worse, and I have to admit that. I even was telling some Latino, just make a long story short for as much as I can. When I had to defend this dark skinned brother because he made a comment in Las Vegas that was on me, AmiaTech.com, and anyone saw me on Facebook, you probably saw in the comments I was defending that brother while everybody was bashing, even some brothers in Latino and white folks were bashing. What it was, a Latino man in Las Vegas was stopped by the police, who's a Latino cop as well, and then he ran. And the dark skinned brother from Florida said if he would been a black man, he would been shot. And people was dissing his brother. And I said, y'all, I'm not going to sit here and let you do that. He's right. I said, even for someone like me, yeah, I'm perceived as black in this country. But I have to admit, if I was a dark chocolate brother, in many cases I had issues with police officers, I'd probably be dead. Okay? Because a white man came up and said, and he was an ex-cop on the news media, and I even showed that video, and people still was ignored because it was ignorant racist, that, and yes, Latinos get shot. But the truth of the matter is, in the white cops and those who are racist and similar like this within the community, in the minority community, African American, Hispanic, whatever, they associate dark skin with hyper masculinity, savage, that type of thing. The darker and the bigger the black man is, the more they fear him. Okay, which that's why Mike Brown got shot. Yeah, that shot, bro. It's like the thing. Uh, what's the man name? Coffer from Walmart with the gun. Bob Mache, little probably, and Philana Castile, and those lighter skinned bros that shot as well, lighter than me. But the truth of the matter is, the majority of the ones they focus on are the ones who have dark chocolate. And I defend this, brother. I said, excuse me, even in colorism, I meant as a camera skinned man. If I was dark like this man here, and the issues I had, even I had dark police officers mistreat me, that slave mentality, I would have been mistreated. I've been killed. Okay, and especially a white or Hispanic officer, um, and so you cannot sit there. A lot of us want to put everybody's pain in the same thing. But the truth of the matter is that brothers my shade and those who are lighter I am, because you're not like those, especially those who say that because they are darker than me. They will sometimes wish. Go ahead and admit that. They wish if you were to be a little lighter, it'd be more like my complexion. Because I heard people say that before. Okay, because America, this racist country, do look at people as face value. Yes, I seen high yellow brothers who look like Drake can kill. Okay, but people look at the more darker you are, the more they try to kill you. And that's why some brothers have it harder of that shade. I'm calling like it is, okay? The resentment has started. Even someone that's my shade walk around and, like I said about the beginning of the video, about me saying like it is, and his brother was dark. I ain't talking about Mike. He knows he had an issue with that because they sometimes wish that if we could be their shade and emulate what they expect, okay, that we can feel some type of pain they're going through, okay. And I don't mean to be begging nobody, but I wish people would look at people as individuals and let people have their own individual way and stop trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And if someone don't sympathize with me, I'll move on and I ain't gonna make a big issue. But I'm not collective, so therefore I'm more individualistic person and all that, right? So that's the truth of the matter is a lot of people try to say that I know that, but that's not true. The truth of the matter is a lot of folks don't see that. Colorism also affects us men too. Okay, you know, um, and I do, like I said, even we who are camera brown and those who are lighter, high yellow brothers, we don't all have the same experience. But the dark chocolate ones, I was like, oh, like it is. Not all, because everybody's individual, but it does mean, I'm to call it like it is, even those who have told me. And also, too, we go to such a day. So go ahead to Matthew Knowles. So much. We'll talk about myself in another video, and we won't talk so much about this. But anyway, points. So that is the reason why. So that's imagine being a time you hearing black folks calling you nappy head and picking it and dark and chocolate, and you look like smoke when you know what I'm saying, and all these names, okay? And you live in a time where legally you cannot have rights because you have one job, but especially if you look like the person that came on the ship. And let me explain why I keep bringing this up. Because the reason why the Africans, our African ancestors were, and other people who have later on mixed, no matter what they look like, had this issue. The slave master always tried to make you feel less than a person. Remember, as one woman described who was lighter than I am, there was a Ricky Lake show back in 2000 about colorism, 2001, about colorism, Martin King, I forget. I was watching Ricky Lake, and the woman said what it was to hurt the slave was to talk bad about their looks in order to make them feel less than who they are. And our people had passed this over in generation, okay? And she said that there were strong people because it's very true. When the Africans came, and people make this stuff, black folks are strong. It's not that black people are strong. When they went to the slave trade and the Africans who were slaving, okay, traded another African tribe to a white person, they make sure health-wise all those slaves, they couldn't get no little kids, the little babies, or those who are elderly. They had to get the strongest ones. That's what that mentality comes from about the testosterone and all that other stuff, okay? When actually, that's a false lie. We all are humans. No matter what color we are and race we are, they're strong and strength of anybody based on the individual, okay? But they went to go get the slaves who were strong, okay, for their labor, okay? And that's what the hyper masculine attitude, being dark, also came from, okay? Even the gynecologists, when they mutilate the black woman back in slavery, the one in Central Park, they said they didn't have no feelings. So when Charlemagne says light skin feelings and emotional, that was to tell you that the more lighter you are, the more human you were. And I remember a dark skinned brother told me this. That in slavery, they said the more lighter you were, the more human you were. Meaning how you get treated close to humanity. And I did say that if I was dark chocolate, 9, 10, the cops I had dealt with, which probably shot me on the spot without me saying anything to them. You know, I'm very expensive. Be careful with that saying, okay? So, did I get my point? Which even validates with Kaepernick and Vic. Vic said, please cut your hair. Okay? And Kaepernick, who weighed lighter than both of us, don't care. Did I get my point? That's the reason why. So, imagine you've been told you black, you ain't gonna be nothing. And that's why a lot of folks have issues with the mothers. Because even Thompson York, and I have to feel his pain. Because some of these mothers and these grandmothers and grandfathers and daddies back in Jim Crow was told that you can be abusive to their kids and distort the Bible. You know, came from Master's interpretation, okay? You ain't black, you ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have nothing. So I'm not saying that Matthew's mother told him that. But I wouldn't be shocked, and she probably said, "You better not bring a nappy-headed girl, a girl home here. I don't want no nappy-headed kids." And that's what go. I'm sorry, I seen elder people say, "I don't want no black kids." And I bet you, and I mean black as in color. And I bet you that internalized, and he grew up in the day in the Jim Crow days, so you can't get mad. I mean, this is a time, y'all young people, shut up. You wasn't in the days. Just like if we all was passing for white back in the day, have y'all, I'll go ahead and admit, probably been pressure. Because there was lynchings, there were murder. I mean, this is horrific. So when y'all talk about bashing these people, you can't, like I look at the movie Sarah Jane, yeah, it's bad that she left her mother and the parents is white, okay, in imitation life. But I had to sympathize with her because it wasn't the mother or the white folks, even though I didn't like the fact the white woman had the mother as a maid in the house, and that was her friend. But the truth of the matter is, the society cost her due to legalizing oppression that the black part of her was the bad part. The society cost that. And every time, look, I cannot, and what I didn't like how, if you learn about the movie in the mentality, yes, it's wrong to deny a caring mother. I ain't gonna say a good any mother, because there's mothers and fathers of any color who are not good mothers. But anyone debate the Bible, okay, go read Matthew 10 about separated. Okay, and that's not following you being an abusive parent. Okay, so don't come up with a situation. Okay, but a loving mother who didn't care what she looked like, who gave her unconditional love, that was wrong. Okay. But at the same time, who wrote that movie? Who made that book? A white person. And I bet you that white person supported segregation. And the idea folks don't understand that movie was saying, if you don't stay in your place, you might get killed. Or something bad gonna happen to you. And Obama cannot pass for white, but look what happened these years, how he was treated. And now we got Trump. You see what I'm saying? So y'all get my point. You get my point, okay? But it's a white person trying to put this fear. Anytime a narcissistic person puts a fear, trying to hurt the person, they're trying to keep you in power of the abuse. So if you do go away, the guilt will happen on the end. Something back on 19 happened to them, And they want to put that in your head to keep you in captive. And that's what they used to do to slaves. You know, saying God gonna punish you if you leave the plantation. That's why Harriet Tubman can get. Okay, so I'm just want everybody to understand, to sympathize, even though that Matthew's a jerk. Sympathize the elder people who came up with this, because y'all asses were not in Jim Crow. And coming from grandparents and elder people, that's why I know y'all had y'all single parent and single all married parents, you know, raised y'all who raised a different time, who probably didn't want to talk about it, whatever. But elder people told me a lot of things. And that's why, even though we had issues, that's why I understand. So when I was at my grandma, when she went to color school, in high school, she told me, she a little bit darker than me, that if they didn't have dark skin cheerleaders, dark chocolate, unless they were petite, they had to be Kelly Rhoda, because my grandma bought Kelly Rhoda complexion, all the way to like Mariah Carey complexion. Look white. Cause remember they had the one drop rule. You had people that look like white folks. I never forget looking at my grandparents. Everybody said, who is that white woman? She's a black woman. You know, because one, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, white folks did not know. And I never forget, my grandmother's name, like St. Joseph Hospital today. And what it was back in the day, sister who was Catholic, who was a Creole, she like a white woman, okay? She had got into an accident. Yeah, she got into an accident in the street. They took her to the hospital. St. Joseph Hospital, which is a Catholic hospital in Houston, back in the Jim Crow days, denied her and she died. Yes, that's what happened. Okay? Because she was not really a white girl. She had one drop of black. And they thought that this girl was a white girl, but she was classified as black. So y'all get my point. I mean, that's the whole reason why. And this is a proof. And even J.F. Hoover, okay, had his own daddy Kale. Because y'all know J.F. Hoover was partially black. His daddy was born, they were born on the fair. He was with a white woman, okay? He was passed for white. And he was raised in the fame and the FBI. That's why he didn't have no children. That's why he was gay. He had sex with men because he couldn't make no kids, okay, with that. So, when white folks, real white folks, would start making jokes and stuff, go look at a documentary about his cousin being a black woman. She lighter than I am, with braids in her hair, and she was related to him. And the daddy told them to tell nobody that because they were afraid that J.F. Hoover had him killed. Okay, for telling that secret about them being black. Okay, by being part black. That's the whole reason why. Okay, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying. So when J.F. Hoover became famous in the FBI and had a good career in the FBI, well, I can't say because he did a lot of bad things, but y'all know what I mean. Talking about he was succeeded in some way. There were white people making jokes about, oh, he had some Negro DNA, and he had his parents, his dad and the aunt who can pass, killed in the fire mysteriously. So the other relatives who could not pass, who knew the secret, told that the woman, you bet not tell nobody we're related to him, because they were afraid that J. Hoover might send somebody, even though, remember, that's why he was doing the conspiracies against Malcolm X and Martin King and all the rest. That's why he turned against, even though I do believe he was working with Garvey, because Garvey was friends with Clinton, okay? June 25th, 1922. Playing with Garvey taking segregation in Atlanta, Georgia. That's why I'm with the divorce. Yeah, because he didn't want us to have freedom, but here we go about the color, by dark chocolate and looking like a black African. He took issue with that. Okay, you know that he discriminated in Jamaica when the white Jamaicans, English guys, were racist in the island. Okay, so I had to read more about it, but that makes a lot of sense why he was 100% want everything to be black, black, black in Africa. I get my point, because he felt that, well, they don't want other black people, and I probably had the issues, and I know that's why there's some dark skinned people, some and say, oh, have an issue with those who are lighter, and don't be extremely light. They hate that, but those who are a little darker but a little lighter, not looking like them, us people, okay? You know what I'm saying? Those who can't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like anybody that doesn't fit, that's why I'm talking to make all these videos and hair the hooligans, I permed hair, and because he wasn't, and I bet the sisters my shade are darker than me, a lighter, with weave and permed hair didn't want him, and now he got this issue as an issue attack everybody. You know, it is what it is. It's called, I ain't gonna deny it is what it is. Go back to Mathew Knowles. So imagine coming from that time. Y'all can't make this up. It was a crucial time. It wasn't all that Black Power and Kaepernick and Mala Negra and Lapita and Akon. It wasn't all that going on back in the days. This was white was right days. You know what I mean? Not saying it is, but you know, America great again mentality with Trump talking about that. You gotta understand. So if you grew up in that, he thought that when he was meeting Tina, that she was white. But I look at the pictures, I can't resonate. How the hell? What Mathew? Okay, go back to the picture. Okay. All right. So then Mathew Knowles mentioned the Beyonce. Now I cannot deny what Fiera was talking about. I'm sorry, Tina. I love Miss Tina. I met her back in 2008 and shook her hand. She was nice compared to her husband. And I seen him the second time I seen him in person was 2008. He was on stage, but when I first met Matthew Knowles and shook his hand with his conceding ass, was in November of '99 at the Tyler meeting. Okay, the club. It wasn't club time. It was this music business seminar. You paid $25, which I did when I had a Visa credit card in, and you learn about the music business. I almost fell asleep. That's when Bugaboo and Bill Bills was in. That's when all the girls were there, and I see why they had the tan. And even though Taya looks lighter, I don't think she's really bleaching. But when you see that they did have a tan. When Ferreira said and told Wendy Williams on TV on the radio show back then that they had to go in tan, and Beyonce, she was a little darker than Ferreira. Remember, Ferreira mama's white. Yeah, Ferreira Franklin, Destiny Franklin, mama is white. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Not to say mixed kids come in one look, but you get my point. So, Beyonce, they wanted her to be the lightest one in the group, which I'm sorry, yeah. But I noticed that everybody don't understand that Latavia was the darkest one. Kelly was the mahogany complected one, the milk chocolate one, not the dark one. She was the darkest one with Rochelle and what's his name, and Beyonce, but she was not a typical dark skinned woman. Okay, she was no Leslie Jones or no Lupita Nyong'o or no Amala Negra. Although I will see Amala Negra in the group Destiny Child, cause I see that look. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That beauty girl look. Okay, you know I love some Amala Negra. Okay, anyway, I do. I don't care what anybody say. I love her. Anyway, point is, so I see that. Okay. You know, of course, the Pizza, you know what I'm saying? But the Pizza more a sophisticated lady. And no, Leslie John Hilton, now, because she's too ratchet. But Lupita Yoga way better. But I love Miss Lupita Yoga. She's really that lady, like, you know, the diva queen, just Nubia queen type woman that you had to bow down to, okay? But truth is, you can't put no stereotype on her. Even when she was doing What a Man, I liked her playing around on that, the lip sync battle, but I ain't liked it. You know, I like the fact she has a elegant, uppity mentality. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that rational. You know what I'm saying? No, I like, it debunks every stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Is dark chocolate and beautiful she is, you know? So that's what it is. She's a fine, dark skinned woman, or a dark, beautiful, pure black woman from Mexico. Yes, Lupita. Anyway, the point is, so it makes you want, you know what I'm saying? It's elegant. You know, you can't talk bad about Lupita. But the truth of the matter is, and that's why I bash Gail Arenas. You better not be talking about my girl Lupita. You know I'm gonna go hard for her. So the truth of the matter is, that's the point. Okay, so he's right in the music industry. And now people are talking about Whitney and everybody. Okay, back in the day, I don't care what y'all say. That was considered lighter skin. Okay, talking about Whitney complexion. Let me explain something. She was the black Barbie doll. Okay, back in the day. in the 80s. This is the time, and like I say, growing up in the day, the African American people that mostly was popping. Yes, there was the evangelist who dark skinned. Yes, there was Sissy Tyson who's an actress. Yes, there were many of dark skinned people on Jet and Ebony. But I will admit, you saw people who by my shade and a little bit darker like Kelly Rowland up to someone like Mariah Carey. And even Michael Jackson. And I will tell you the real secret is that even though he had vitiligo and people thought he was bleaching skin, Michael Jackson was what people wanted because he was a caramel colored brother. If Michael Jackson was dark like Wesley Snipes, I will admit that the music industry probably would not promote him like they did him back when he was a little kid. And when he was adult before the vitiligo came, that's why he was wearing tape on his fingers. That's not a lie. He did have vitiligo. Joseph's father had vitiligo. I saw pictures of Joseph's father of his shirt off. There's pictures of that. That's no lie. Latoya and everybody else has confirmed that. Even the son, the oldest son, he looks white, but he has a tan. That's that black in the DNA from Michael's family tree. And he's in the beach, and he has a real pale part, which is vitiligo on his armpit. Talking about Michael Prince the first. So Michael Jackson was wearing tapes. I remember as a little kid trying to put tape on our fingers, and my grandmother, you better not put tape on your fingers. You know what I'm saying? Trying to emulate when he had the glove because the pigmentation was going away. That's why he was wearing a glove all the time. That's why he was wearing the regular, say like wearing the same doggone clothes when he performed. He wore makeup. He wasn't trying to be a woman. He was trying to cover the discoloration of his body, the different patches, the not saying I can't say hyperpigmentation to be dark or hyperpigmentation. That's why, okay? So, but people got mad, and I'll be real, not because he was changing his color and he considered a black man, even though he was black and American and white descent. Yes, he is, okay? That's his background, okay? He was his background because he's deceased. The truth about it is because he fit what people wanted a black man to be seen as a sex symbol. That's why him, Elder Barge, I'll go ahead and admit that, Albie Shore, um, what's the one from Ghostbusters where he can get popular? The guy was saying who gonna call Ghostbusters? Somebody's watching me. Brothers that shit. Yes, they had the new edition. They had Bob Brown, but Bob Brown had to play once again, even though he grew up in the projects. Play a thug. It's a dark skinned brother, okay. But majority of brothers, there's my shade up to high yellow, okay. Was seen as pretty boys, uh, sisters. Wanted that's the man you better get, okay. Don't forget the days, okay. You know, Al B. Sure, oh, every sister grew, ooh, smooth over that doggone brother, okay? You had dark skinned brothers, but then people got mad at Big Daddy Kane, who's dark skinned, wanted a high yellow woman, okay? And, excuse me, because dark skinned brothers felt that any sister, any shade, I go in besides Matthew Knowles, but I would not be shocked that they 9-10 will get a higher sister and higher sister tell their family probably don't you bring that dark skinned nigga in the house, okay? I got caught being real with what they used to say back in the day. Even there was a brother sister my shade that had a daughter that looked like Tina, okay? There were people saying that, okay? Back in the day, not everybody, but they did go on, okay? I'm gonna keep it real. One thing about my trying to keep it real, but folks don't like it not, okay? This is reality up here. But that black nigga, I used to hear the people say, oh, that black nigga. If you was a dark one, you heard that term in the community. Even those who are dark, oh, that old black nigga. Y'all get my point? So I'm bringing the real up in here. Folks, I want to hear that's a secret. I'm I'm a editor laundry, like Kelly Rowland say, okay? Remember hearing older people, oh, they old black, when they get mad, someone real dog, old black nigga. You know what I'm saying? And they're talking about a real dog chocolate brother. You know what I'm saying? They'll say a sister, but they usually refer to, there you go, become men. The N word, the man will call gender or refer to white supremacy, refer to, but y'all get my point. So, the truth, that's the whole reason why that was going on. Trying to go back to what I'm saying. So, that's why. So that's why he fit what a black man that's seen as a sex symbol, even though he was brown color, lighter brown complected brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's what was popping. I'm sorry, the Michael Jackson, Elder Barge, and Elder Barge and what's his name, and Prince Alida. But let's be real, the Elder Barge's career didn't go well. No offense, they had the drugs and everything. They was going through a lot of HIV fun, but it's very true. Even though they was trying to get a more lighter skinned family. And one thing about Ensemble, the brother said they're trying to look like white folks. Okay, yes, they dad was white. But the other boys not look like no white people. I remember never seen. I thought they was part black and part Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Part Hispanic. They can pass for a typical Hispanic. But they don't look like the white people. Okay, Bunny and all the rest of them, no. And actually, Michael Jackson's sister Jenny married James DeBoer. That was her first husband. Okay, so and you know what I'm saying. So y'all know James DeBoer. Yeah. So James DeBoer, and that was most you saw. You saw the browner shade brothers sisters up to high yellow. Dark chocolate, yes, you saw that, but BT, I go ahead and call it, and Ebony and Jet. And I remember as a child loving to see someone that was camera like myself, and in those lighter, but that was the standard, thinking you know what I'm saying, and even Whitney Houston, she was a camera skin sister who was considered like at the time, okay, who was the black Barbie doll because she did not look like she didn't have dark chocolate. She wasn't fair like a white woman, but she was not dark. She was like what Amon said about Amon, a white woman, a white woman dipped in chocolate. Okay, but she like the white woman dipped in caramel. Okay, talking about Whitney Houston. She was a model. She was thin. She had a look. And her complexion was a medium complexion. You know what I'm saying? That was mark. I go ahead and say it, but like I said about Cardi B, Marco to the both white and black classify America. Okay, and Whitney Houston, for real, Whitney Houston was. Y'all keep talking about that. Whitney Houston was, brown, but when we say dark and light, they're not talking about all the way high pale for a black person, black identified person. They're talking about lighter than the slate that come on the ship. Okay, I keep real on my channel. Okay, is y'all who came with the black of the down and the extreme Afrocentric behavior mentality was trying to change that. Okay, that's why y'all going by. But I'm going by when I was coming up as a kid. Okay, being told that I was good because my skin was lighter. Okay, I go ahead and admit that I didn't come out black, and I was told by relatives, "Don't not be in the sun." I'll admit that because they didn't want a dark chocolate. Certain people in the family, I ain't gonna say names, didn't want, was happy that I didn't come out dark chocolate. Okay, so I know this. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, and I remember being told, was happy that and that's why. And even the women who was models at Ebony Jet. My dad had a bunch of magazines of Ebony Jet women, the models, and they were dark chocolate models. Majority, even though he chose, but majority was by my shade and lighter. Okay, and he do prefer that actually. Okay, my mother's my complexion. Okay, to make stuff. I ain't gonna put his business up there, but it's the truth. Okay, so that's what I'm talking. This is the 90s, late early 90s, and to in the even in Vogue. Okay, I get my point. Even in Vogue, do you see a dark chocolate sister in Vogue? Of course, you saw SWV. Okay, the two sisters. The other one was by my complexion, but the two sisters. But let's be real. What was marketable? Okay, in Vogue. Okay, see what I'm saying? So y'all get my point. Y'all looking at the way that we, even as a kid, that's what the people want to see. You know what I'm saying? And that was at the time. Most the black models who were seen as a sex symbol, so I say, were caramel skin all the way to high yellow like Mariah Carey. Okay, milk chocolate, because that's not dark. Like Kelly Rowland. Okay, and yes, they will show more faces because Beyonce's lighter than Kelly. Okay, but be honest with you, if Kelly was dark chocolate, do you think that her career would probably start? Okay, let's be real. Okay, I'm not gonna be funny with y'all. I'm not trying to please nobody, People get offended. Go ahead, get offended. Okay. So back in the day, if you was a brown complex, a solid brown, a milk chocolate brown, or caramel like myself, brother, all the way to a high yellow, you was popping. The sad part is, yes, they had Luther, and yes, they had what's the one with the ponytail, Barry White, but they was mostly in the urban market, like Teddy Pendergrass. The crossover, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, now Tupac, we're talking about the thug culture. Here we go. In hip hop, and even as people say Ja Rule is not dark. Okay, Ja Rule got darker on the sun, cause I seen his natural complexion. Okay, with higher penetration in that sun, just like Charlemagne. But Ja Rule about my complexion, Cameron. Okay, dark chocolate like 50 Cent. That's dark. Okay. Biggie. Who else? Lil Wayne. Uh, you get my point. Okay, so in the hip hop industry, when gangster rap got in, Jimmy Beam, Cash, Check. The reason why Snoop Dogg wasn't making, bro, because Snoop Dogg was milk chocolate, and what's his name was making that money, being a stereotype. Tupac, who was dark. I will go ahead. That's why Dre didn't like that brother in the movie. Actually, that's one thing that I didn't. Y'all talk got mad about. Um, what's her name playing a dark skinned woman, Nina Simone. But even I said the same thing. Easy E wasn't no dark skin, brother. You know what I'm saying? And either Ice Cube, Ice Cube. I mean Dr. Dre. The only thing that there was that they looked like Dr. Dre was them eyes. Okay, with the dark skin brother playing him, but they did not look like the characters. Easy E was not. So in actually, just be honest with you, all four of them, by them being Camel to High Yellow, like DJ Yellow, that's what marketing them. And I'm gonna be real with you. They was gangster rappers, but they were seen as sex symbols. Okay, they were seen as. You get my point? That's why they got pussy. Like I'm going to call it like it is. Okay, and sisters like at the time. Okay, colorism was big back in the '80s. I'm not gonna lie about that. Okay, all right. So what also got Tupac was talented, but the thug culture, you can tell this man was not thug. Okay, it's why that I kind of look at Jimmy Levine besides Street Night about the murder because he didn't want to do that. Remember when the movie? I'm gonna buy the tonight. Watch the movie tonight. Finish watching Tupac story. Uh, All Eyes on Me. Okay, Jimmy Iovine and the other guy, the one who's Jewish, because Jimmy Iovine's Italian, they ain't like the fact that Brenda got a baby because it was positive. They was trying to help the community, not hurt the community. Okay, it was Ravens Moon and speech from from Arrested Development. The truth of the matter is, by him being dark and playing the thug, go back to your history, Minstrel Show, Stab and Fletcher. Okay, why I keep bringing this up to educate some of you people why white racist people in the industry market that image. And they'll pick the darkest brother to do it. Okay? That's why you have Kodak Black XCN is not making that money. Why you think that Jerry Meeks, who's way lighter than all, is made a model as a thug? Just like going back to those who are a little bit dark, but he can dark. I'm talking about nigga, so called, I hate the word nigga. Nigga was attitude. They was my shade up to high yellow, and it was both sex, and yeah, Tupac got pussy, okay. Cause the 90s, what made the dark skinned brother popular, y'all, back in the 80s? Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan got Michael Jordan got crossed over to the market, and white folks wanted to be like Mike. That's what made dark skinned brothers poppin'. I'm calling like it is. Yes, you had Shaq, but that went all the way along, okay, in the 70s. But in the 80s, when colorism, especially Reagan days, was big, I call it like it is. What made dark skinned brothers be more marketable was Michael Jordan becoming a basketball player in white America accepting it. Okay? White kids talking about they want to be like Mike, and Jordans was sold, and you supposed to get killed over them shoes. Okay? And then they later on put Omar Epps. And they started putting what's the name? West Night in movies and the rest of the darker skinned brothers, and that's what the time like I said people being dark. I'll go ahead and admit it. When they came in, you gonna laugh. Back in '93, I said, okay, I guess dark skin in. I had to go in the backyard. I go ahead and admit that and just tan to get no for real. I thought I one time because okay, I'm not gonna lie about that because it was getting the nights was changing. You saw, you know what I'm saying? That thank you, okay. That's when that become big. I go, yes, I did talk about. I'm not gonna lie. At 13, I said, I guess it's the biggest thing to get to be darker now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead, and probably go in the back of my backyard, and when the sun come out, just tan to get. I thought about doing that. I'm not lying. I'm not lying, okay? Because that was a trend, okay? You know. So let's see why some brothers will play basketball without trying to put on sunscreen. Because I remember those brothers, I know they're my shade and a little bit darker than I am. They'll be dark as I don't know when they get out the sun playing the basketball, okay? And didn't mind. And women at the time because the mentality was changing, okay? But back in the 80s, it was totally different. So we want to bring this up when it comes to women. Not to keep you here long on my channel, okay? Because I need a lot of y'all ain't lit. Everybody that Uncle Zach, Daddy Zach, old school Zach, because I'm about to be 40. Teach y'all little young people, because y'all wasn't born them days, or y'all wasn't around before when I was a little kid. Um, yeah, around later on. So I never forget back in the day. Okay, that was the thing. Okay, Whitney Houston, and that all the way to Shaka Khan, and yeah, they had dark skinned sisters, but majority of the time they'll market those who are lighter brown, camel, up to that. You had Patti Bell successful. Patti Bell had most the singing talent, but people forget that even Rita Franklin, she is a camel skin sister, and she looked lighter back in the '60s. She did when she had wig in her head, and she was one of the singers singing on Natural Woman. And they were recorded say she looked a bit lighter back today. I mean, there was videos when she looked at her camel complexion. Don't get wrong, but that I'll never forget when she was leaving the church and started singing non-religious music, and she had that wig on. I don't forget the big old wig, and she did lighter back in the day. She showed did. If you look at the '60s, back in the '60s, now when she had the short hair, when she had a big wig, the big old black wig, and she in the studio smoking cigarette, she did lighter back in the day. And don't forget that's Whitney Houston's godmother. Okay, so okay, yeah, Patti Bell, made it. Okay, but call it like it is, and then Gladys not that dark. She's a little brown, a little camel as too. Okay, that also and Dionne Ward. Okay, the sisters and Diana Ross. That too. Even though Diana Ross is lighter now, but she was the king features. When I'm Dream Girls, she was the king features. Not only because she was going Barry Gordon. Okay, we all know about that. Okay, ain't trying to put their business out there. But she was a little light. Actually, even Supremes, all of them were a lighter brown complected. Caramel complected. They wasn't dark. I mean, I don't remember seeing a Supreme that was dark. Dark chocolate. Okay, you know what I'm saying. But they was a little bit browner complected. You know what I'm saying. Oh, lighter, whatever. And that was at the time the '60s and '70s. In the '80s, that was marketable. O.J. Simpson, even his cameras. That's why they darkened his. Okay, go back to the situation when he got accused of killing Nicole and Ron Goldman. What they do to this camera skin brothers, my shade. Time magazine darkened that picture. Now, I remember as a kid with a crack epidemic. Yeah, that was my shade and lighter selling coke. Okay, and crack. Okay, and all the back. Okay, I'm not saying all. But the darkest one will make the first news. Okay, I call it like it is. Don't forget the darkest brother. They'll put. They should make sure they put him on the news. Okay, so y'all get my point. That's why y'all don't understand that the politics and how people view things is totally different from when I was coming up, and totally different those who older than me, Mathew and Tina was coming up. Okay, you cannot too much argue. Okay, and like I said, I guess that's a blessing why I had grandparents and older people around me to hear stories and stuff because people, even those who my dad and mom age, would try to ignore talking about this subject. My dad, well, actually, my dad was very vocal about when it was coming up, but it's very true that that it was, and even amongst the Black Panthers and Nation Islam, they will get those who, yes, Carmichael, who they don't change his name, was dark skinned, but the who we mostly know of the Black Panthers when it comes to Angela Davis and Huey Newton, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, and Farrakhan, okay? And then the man who founded Nation Islam, who either was Arabian or a mulatto, they thought they was white, was fought. Do you get my point? And yeah, Khalid Muhammad was dark, but that's the only big leader that I know that we know from Nation Islam that after Malcolm X was killed, really, But truth of the matter is, they promoted lighter skinned brothers, okay? Um, Michael, what I'm saying? Michael X was red. He wasn't milk chocolate like Denzel, okay? And y'all gotta look at that dynamic. You trying to be Afrocentric from 2000 and 1990s, in late 90s. No, that mentality. That's why. That's why you see, if you look at, you gotta stay. Y'all talking about. And be honest with you, if Whitney Houston was Matthew's complexion, she wouldn't sell. White America, Clyde Davis, I'm not saying Clyde Davis wouldn't do it, but probably his team, I can't say him personally, probably would market her. I mean, let's look at Angie Stone. Angie Stone was a singer back in the 70s. You know that, right? She's trying to sue Bruno Mars for taking um her song and make it to up top funk, okay? And she wasn't popping, okay? And she dated D'Angelo. I mean, D'Angelo's way younger than her. They have a child together, okay, a son together, okay. So she's older, but she had issues with that. I call it is. I mean, even when she started getting popular as a solo artist in 2000, okay, she had a big fro doing a mile and is doing right now, okay. She don't have that fro no more. And she had hair. Why she wearing weave? If she wanted to straighten her hair, she had hair. I don't understand how hair was that big. You can't get hair that big. You put a perm on, you have it whipping down your back. Okay, I don't know why she wearing weave. Did the hair break out, or alopecia, or whatever? I don't know what it is. She put a coconut oil on her hair and nobody. I don't know. Okay, but the truth of the matter is, that y'all see when she signed with J Records with Claudia, I think it was J Records, they was promoting her, but after doing Brother and stuff and the other song, it sounded that old school song, I forgot what it's called. See how when she do Neo song, she later on started relaxing her hair and y'all get my point. But she was already an artist back in the day. She wasn't no new. Cause I thought she like, dang, she old as today. If I ever get old, I can still be an artist. But she was already in the group back in the day when hip hop was getting big. Okay, and you ain't hear about her. I ain't hear about her till I probably seen her in old, watching some old school stuff in the 80s, but didn't pay attention. Okay, but the truth of the matter is, about her being a dark skinned woman in R&B, I mean, Amala Negative, she listened to this, that, yeah, and that frog stayed a little bit. Now she got burned. She went with when she got arrested for punching her daughter in the mouth. Diamond, what's her name? And knock her teeth out. She had long flowing weave, and didn't understand it because, like I said, she had hair. She had a big old fro. If you want a flat on it or perm it, it be down her back. Dang, what the hell she got to put a weave in her hair for? Y'all don't be doing. I hope she had cut it, showed it, trying to do a little Missy Elliott. But when she did the little thing, she ain't need no weave. She got hair. Baby, bang and tail, baby, bang and tail. Anyway, shoes. It's like $2. She rich. Buy $2 at Walmart. Okay. Anyway, truth, but that's the reason why. So y'all get my point that that's why that you see that, okay? That's why, and like I said, I remember, if you got need to go back to your roots, you need to look at old school Ellie magazines and Jet magazines, the old BET was mostly called black media, show more my shade or a little bit darker to, I mean, they show dark skin, but let's be real. And that's what Tupac was also complaining about the Quincy Jones going white women and Michael Jackson, all that, because look at the even let's say come to the brothers, Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson before the Vietnam, they were not dark chocolate. They're not. Otis is not dark chocolate. You know, Harry Belafonte. Of course, you had what's the name, Sidney Poitier. Okay, but the brothers that we call it out the names, and even with OJ's and them friend, AC Collins, after he about he's a little bit lighter. After he got out the jail for driving OJ in that Bronco, he was with white women. Okay, you know, I mean, y'all getting Oprah. Oprah not dark chocolate. Oprah is a milk chocolate complexion. Okay, she not high yellow, and she probably had, but she even that. Okay, so y'all don't understand that the brownest complexion folks who are not dark chocolate had got successful too. They benefit from the lighter skin privilege too. Whitney Houston benefit. That's why folks did not like Mariah Carey. Because I hear a friend of mine who's cute, the one who's black and Hispanic Cuban, told me he didn't like the fact that Mariah Carey because they were trying to replace Whitney Houston by her being more lighter than Whitney. You know what I'm saying? And I remember hearing that, and I like, nah, I don't think that they was doing that. I don't know if Tom Toll was doing that or not. Mariah been trying to become famous since she was a kid. Okay, so they had a singing voice. Remember Whitney singing in church? Mariah listened to the Clark sisters her grandmother was into gospel on her dad's side. I remember her grandmother is African American, her father's mother, my father's dad. Her grandfather is Hispanic, Venezuelan. She's into Robert, from Roberta Nunez to Robert Carey. Okay. Okay, so that Mariah could be Nunez, but if her grandfather changed to Carey when he came out of Venezuela, okay. But her grandma was into the Gospels. That's why she listens to the Clark sisters, and you know what I'm saying, back in the day. And you know what I'm saying, and her mom was an opera singer, so he put opera and get my point, and gospel together. There you go. Okay, you know her mother who's white, Irish. So I don't think that was because of they probably the men industry was trying to do that, but because Whitney and Mariah had the same vocal sounding. But I don't think that that probably was, but but at the same time, like I said before, Mariah, Whitney Houston, who's cameo, brown skin, who not that dark and not real high yellow, she was the medium for the both marketable for black and white communities. Like, say for a black person to be, should I say, if you know what I mean, saying that she not too dark and not extremely light, but she had the tan, okay, you know what I'm saying, the camel tan, in order to fit in both communities. You know what I'm saying? Which that's what I say about my own multiracial background and my complexion. The camel complexion is represent both all three of my roots. Okay, I have no pale complexion like a white man, and dark, you know what I'm saying? They have the American, me too. So that's the whole reason why. I don't have to be a long video, y'all know I'm talking so much about it, but it's a lot of detail. I like to give out the info to get other folks who don't hear their perspective, okay? And I speak different from everybody else. I'm not gonna give nobody no cook cutter and no pleasing voice message or voice message perspective. I'm gonna give you what I'm observing and what I see, and I know what is factual compared to what people want to hear is factual. And I said want to hear is factual, so that's why. But that's the whole reason. Even with the body, and before I leave, even with the bodyguard, and here 59 raps, which now is the gospel something, now it's not jumping back to the day, when Corner X used to be on there, because I said, brother, that was me, brother, because I didn't agree with his, me, I don't believe in that black her down and black national stuff. And I never get when the bodyguard came out, brothers was upset and saying not only it's a black woman, but it's a light skinned time about Whitney Houston because she was not dark chocolate. It's a different. It's the early 90s. A light skinned woman with a white man. who's also part Native American, because you talk about Co- uh, what's the man name? Kevin Costner. He white Native American, and she black white Native American too. She black and Dutch and Scottish and Native American on her mama's side, and I heard it. Her dad is Italian, part black Italian. Talking about John Houston, okay? That he has Italian in the family, which she did say that on Oprah back in '99, okay? She know how to make pasta. She had Italian in the family, okay? All right, and folks suspect that they come from the dad's side. So, John Houston, her Whitney Houston mama and her both cameo, like and Michael. Gary is the darkest one. That's not John's child, and I wish I to find it out because they can still happen. I'm educated; they can still happen. But the truth of the matter is, the dad is lighter than as well. Talking about Whitney Houston, so y'all get my point. Um, you know, so there was I'll never forget on T59 Raps back in '92. When I was 13, listening to this rap station. It's a hardcore rap station, AM station. Here in Houston, the brother is a light-skinned black woman with a white man, and white man protect me. And I don't forget this. I was 13. I'm like, I am laughing. And I'm like, I don't like it. It's like white man, and they'll say, man, y'all don't realize that she's married to a dark-skinned black man talking about Bob Brown. I don't forget this stuff. Y'all, oh baby, so y'all see what about me? I tell the truth, whether folks don't like it or not. Anyway, y'all, have a nice day.